This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Friday, the 28th day of January in the year 2022. I'm Gordon Mosley, and here's what we're tracking tonight. Ahead of a meeting with the Alliance for Change to discuss parliamentary matters, the People's National Congress is making it clear that its leader, Aubrey Norton, must go to Parliament and become the country's opposition leader. Mr. Joseph Harmon earlier this week resigned as the opposition leader, leaving the position vacant. He, however, did not resign as a member of Parliament. As a result, there is currently no vacant seat for Mr. Norton to occupy in the National Assembly, and the APNU-AFC may be forced to ask one of its MPs to resign or have them recalled to make way for Norton. But the PNC's General Secretary Gita Chandan Edmond is adamant that when discussions are over, party leader Aubrey Norton will become the opposition leader, since the party has already pronounced on that matter.
It was a unanimous decision of the Central Executive of the PNCR that the opposition leader should be the leader of the opposition. The leader of the PNC should be the leader of the opposition. So that is our position. According to the General Secretary, the PNC is engaging all partners within the coalition to make clear its decision in relation to the parliamentary matter and to ensure that they are comfortable with the decision. The party is also currently engaging legal minds on the issue of the leader of the list. The current leader of the coalition's list is former PNC leader David Granger. While there have been calls for him to relinquish the position, it is unclear whether a new list leader could be introduced retroactively, since Granger was the leader for the party's 2020 elections list. Legal minds have told News Source that the Constitution is silent on the matter, and as such, Granger might have to remain in place just for ceremonial purposes. In relation to writing GCOM on matters related to the party's list and the appointment and recall of members of Parliament. The party's General Secretary noted that all legal options are being explored. And we would expect a smooth transition, and hopefully that will be done in the shortest possible time. Because we have a party to rebuild, we have a party to strengthen. We have started our transformational works, and we want to take our rebuilding plans all across the region. With the budget debates slated for next week, it is likely that the opposition will go to those debates without an opposition leader. The General Secretary said while such an option is not the best one, it might be the case until consultations are through for Mr. Norton to go to Parliament and be elected as the opposition leader. More news coming up in just a moment.
Hello, 31. Yes, 3-1. Almost on the calendar. For more than 3 decades, GTT has reliably connected this nation with innovative technology, products, and services. So we gotta celebrate in a major way. 31 prizes, 31 lucky winners. When you enter our promotion from January 20th to February 7th, simply top up $1,000 or more with MMG. Purchase a handset or SIM. Pay your GTT bill or activate any data bundle or plan for a chance to win a trip for 4 to the Rupununi, free Amazon gift vouchers, free grocery vouchers, free food vouchers, dinner vouchers, top-up vouchers, MMG credit, and free family gym memberships. Hello, 31. Together we connect. Together we celebrate with GTT and win.
Guyana's 2022 International Energy Conference and Expo, under the theme Charting a Sustainable Energy Future, will be hosted at the Guyana Marriott from the 15th to the 18th of February 2022. Meet and engage with energy leaders from around the world. The conference will feature addresses from His Excellency President Irfan Ali, His Excellency Vice President Bharat Jagdeo, Honorable Prime Minister Mark Phillips, His Excellency Chandrika Prasad Santoki, Honorable Prime Minister Mia Motley, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, and many other highly esteemed speakers. Charting a Sustainable Energy Future, Guyana's 2022 International Energy Conference and Expo.
What is fiber? Think exceptional. GTT Fiber is an advanced high-speed internet product that delivers broadband via fiber optic cables with download speeds of up to 150 megabits per second. It means your internet is faster, and GTT Fiber comes with the added coverage of our Plume HomePass Wi-Fi system. Plume extends your Wi-Fi signal to ensure that you have the best experience in every corner of your home with Wi-Fi everywhere. Upgrade to GTT Fiber today and don't get left behind tomorrow.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Mobile Delvac and all other mobile lubricants are distributed by Salt Guyana Inc. Mobile Delvac and all other mobile lubricants are distributed by Salt Guyana Inc.
Mom, what are you doing with GPL on your list?
Child, you forgot I have to pay GPL?
You got time with GPL?
I have to keep these lights on. The customers who think in that manner and refuse to honor their obligation to GPL are obviously not playing their part in ensuring quality service delivery. So, I will continue to pay my GPL bill on time, every time.
I recognize the value of your point, Mom. You were right.
We've got exciting news! All 12-ounce yellow cab Buster are now only $100. Buster, live in
Come
full
get
color.
your Buster, Buster $100. Come get your Buster, Buster $100.
Let's tell you now that 4 women who allegedly doused another woman with acid were today charged for attempted murder and remanded to jail. The 4 accused who appeared before Magistrate Shuttle Isaacs Marcus were Jennifer Valentin, Galen Marks, Alana Holder, and Latifah DaCosta. They were not required to enter a plea to the indictable charge. According to the prosecutor, the incident took place on the 21st of January at Princess Street here in Georgetown. The 4 women allegedly attacked Renisha Maxwell and doused her in acid, leaving her with multiple burns to her body. The victim told investigators that she was in a car when she observed another car following closely. It was explained that when the driver stopped on her request, the 4 women exited the other car and approached her, with one of them throwing the substance on her that resulted in burns to her body. She was taken to the Georgetown Hospital for treatment for burns to her back and left hand. The alleged attackers were identified and they all surrendered to the police after wanted bulletins were issued for their arrest. The prosecutor objected to bail because of the seriousness of the attack and the charge. The magistrate agreed and refused bail to all the women. They will make their next court appearance in a new month. Opposition members of Parliament Christopher Jones and Annette Ferguson, along with 8 other persons, walked out of the Georgetown Magistrates Court free of the charges of taking part in an illegal procession and obstructing a peace officer. The dismissal of the charges came after Magistrate Rondella Weaver upheld the no-case submissions made by attorneys Lyndon Amsterdam and Ronald Daniels. The 2 opposition MPs and other persons were charged in April last year after they gathered outside the High Court for the ruling on the election petition case, and later walked along Crowell and Regent Streets upset with the ruling. There was a separate charge against MP Annette Ferguson, where it was alleged that on the same day she obstructed a police officer who was attempting to arrest one of the party's supporters. That charge was also thrown out. In handing down her decision, the magistrate identified numerous conflicts in the testimony of the police witnesses and also highlighted the lack of evidence to prove elements of the offences. The magistrate noted that Police Commander Simon McBean admitted on the cross-examination that the persons who had gathered in the vicinity of the High Court did not need a permit from him to do so, and neither did they need a permit to walk along Crowell Street or Regent Street after the ruling. It was noted that the legislation requires the organizer of a procession to obtain a permit and not the individual participants in a procession. The court found that there was no evidence before the court identifying an organizer. In dealing with the charge of obstruction against Ferguson, the magistrate noted a conflict in the evidence between the two police officers as to what the Member of Parliament is alleged to have done that constituted an obstruction charge. The two officers provided two different names to the court of the person who was being arrested when the alleged obstruction was made. The magistrate threw out all of the charges. Since their initial arrest, the two Members of Parliament declared their innocence of the charges and claimed that the charges were all politically motivated. The Guyana Police Force announced this afternoon that it has made a number of arrests as it probes a popular satirical cartoon character on allegations of cyberbullying. According to a statement from the police headquarters, it received several complaints of cyberbullying implicating persons who are making publications on social media under the name Mudwater. The police said as a result of the complaints, it launched investigations and has since detained persons for questioning, suspected of being behind the Mudwater character. Crime Chief Wendell Blanham in a statement announced the arrest of a video producer-photographer who investigators suspect is behind the Mudwater character. Blanham said several pieces of electronic equipment were seized and the police were also able to acquire some voice messages, adding that when an analysis and comparison was done of those messages, there was a match with the voice used in the Mudwater commentaries. The police would not say whether or not it had a court order to obtain those pieces of equipment. The police investigations were triggered this week by a complaint from a news reporter who alleged that his image was used in one of the Mudwater skits that examined racy sexual issues on the popular social media site TikTok. The reporter offered a $1 million reward for information on the true identity of Mudwater, using his own telephone number and the telephone number of a senior police official as the contacts to submit the information. The Guyana Fire Service is continuing its probe into last evening's fire at Cross Street Work-in-Russ, which gutted a two-story wooden apartment building that was owned by a 74-year-old woman, Joan Bowman. In a statement this afternoon, the fire service said, based on information gathered so far, it appears as though the fire was caused by a lighted candle, which was left unattended and fell onto combustible materials in the house. The fire service was summoned to the scene at around 8:55 last evening and dispatched a number of fire attendants in response. The fire quickly moved through the old wooden building and the fire service was able to restrict the blaze to the one building, saving the nearby buildings. However, the complete destruction of the apartment building has resulted in 12 persons being left homeless.
Yeah, from a guy living in the back downstairs. You know, I mean, lights, candles and also I think the smoke. And he probably left something like a coil or a candle burning, so it caught the mattress. And it engulfed in no time, because the building downstairs is rotten.
The fire service is encouraging homeowners to install smoke detectors and other fire prevention equipment in their homes. 4 more COVID-19 deaths and more than 400 new cases of the virus were recorded in the past 24 hours as the country continues to grapple with what appears to be the fast-spreading Omicron variant of COVID-19. Of the 4 latest deaths, 1 person was fully vaccinated, while the vaccination status for 2 persons was unknown, and the 4th person was unvaccinated. With the number of new infections still increasing steadily, the number of COVID-19 infections recorded since the 1st of January is nearing the 20,000 mark. It is the highest number of new infections recorded in a single month and more than 3 times higher than the previous highest figure in a single month.
Well, right now we have 12,357 cases that are active, and over the last 24 hours we would have recorded another 382 new cases. In terms of hospitalization, we have 157 persons in hospitals, and of those, 103 are currently at the Ocean View Hospital, with 18 of those persons in the ICU.
The Ministry of Health is encouraging fully vaccinated persons to get their booster shots and those who are still unvaccinated to get vaccinated soon.
Hello, 31. Yes, 3-1. Almost off the calendar. For more than 3 decades, GTT has reliably connected this nation with innovative technology, products, and services. So we gotta celebrate in a major way. 31 prizes, 31 lucky winners. When you enter our promotion from January 20th to February 7th, simply top up $1,000 or more with MMG. Purchase a handset or SIM. Pay your GTT bill or activate any data bundle or plan for a chance to win. A trip for 4 to the Rupi Muni. Free Amazon gift vouchers, free grocery vouchers, free food vouchers, dinner vouchers, top-up vouchers, MMG credit, and free family gym memberships. Hello, 31. Together we connect. Together we celebrate with GTT and win.
Guyana's 2022 International Energy Conference and Expo under the theme Charting a Sustainable Energy Future will be hosted at the Guyana Marriott from the 15th to the 18th of February 2022. Meet and engage with energy leaders from around the world. The conference will feature addresses from His Excellency President Irfan Ali, His Excellency Vice President Bharat Jagdeo, Honorable Prime Minister Mark Phillips, His Excellency Chandrika Prasad Santoki, Honorable Prime Minister Mia Motley, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, and many other highly esteemed speakers. Charting a Sustainable Energy Future, Guyana's 2022 International Energy Conference and Expo.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
We've got exciting news! All 12-ounce yellow cab Buster are now only $100. Buster, live in
Come
full
get
color.
your Buster, Buster $100. Dollar, come get your Buster, Buster $100.
How fast is fiber? Think fast. GTT Fiber has 3 packages with download speeds of 50, 100, and 150 megabits per second. That's fast enough to stream movies and music, to chat with Gran and Fran, to study, and more. What would you do? Upgrade to GTT Fiber today and don't get left behind tomorrow.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up, fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Across the region tonight in Trinidad, almost 150 employees of Scotiabank Trinidad are set to be out of a job by the end of May. According to a letter sent to members of staff, the company announced its plans to close its collections department, which would result in the retrenchment of all frontline members of staff and supporting staff, including managers. Those departments, according to the letter, would now be rerouted through Scotiabank's offices in the Dominican Republic from the 31st of May. Scotiabank confirmed the decision in an email response to Guardian Media in Trinidad. The bank explained that the decision was part of its digital transformation, which had been driven by customer preference. The Jamaican coffee sector will receive support to boost export into the European market through a joint project between the government of Jamaica and the Caribbean Export Development Agency, Carib Export. The initiative aims to bolster the productivity and export competitiveness of coffee from Jamaica within the European Union. Speaking at the launch held on Thursday, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in downtown Kingston, the minister responsible for the sector, Kamina Johnson-Smith, welcomed the initiative, noting that it will deliver results to the country's coffee producers. She said that Blue Mountain Coffee is one of Jamaica's signature value-added agricultural products, with approximately 80% of production generated by small farmers. She also informed that Carib Export has proposed a two-phase approach to undertaking the project, the first of which will focus on an analysis of the EU coffee market, including related market entry requirements, as well as an evaluation of the market penetration strategies of the other major coffee exporters to the EU. The second phase will focus on developing a targeted marketing strategy for the EU coffee market, the official said. And finally tonight, international news. The Philippines will lift a ban on the entry of foreign tourists and business people next month, after nearly 2 years. It's a move to revive the battered tourism industry as the latest coronavirus outbreak started to ease in the country. The tourism secretary in the Philippines said the country will reopen its doors to travelers from more than 150 countries, with visa-free privileges starting on the 10th of February. Foreign travelers will no longer be required to quarantine in government-designated centers upon arrival if they have been fully vaccinated and tested negative prior to arrival. The government had initially planned to lift the ban on the 1st of December, but indefinitely postponed it as the more contagious Omicron variant spread, which also prompted authorities to reimpose tighter restrictions. The president warned that unvaccinated Filipinos who defy orders to stay at home could face arrest. Commuters who have not been immunized were also prohibited from public transportation in the capital region of more than 13 million people, unless on urgent errands for at least up to the end of the month. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley, reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.